We're going to take the North and never give it back.
So that's a good pick. You get the corner. I got to go bold, right? I got to go bold for this.
Yeah, she's got some nice long
Welcome back to the Unbearable Sports Podcast. I'm your host, Brad. Make sure to like and subscribe if you're out there on YouTube. And also rate that show 5 stars everywhere that you get your podcast. Today is the day. Normally it's on a Monday, but we're going to be breaking down the film. And for those that are new to the show, we do this every single day right after whenever the game was. We go right afterwards and we just go live. We break down every single snap of the all 22 live on the show. It's just a fun way for us to just hang out, watch some football, and also just kind of, you guys can share your opinions, I share mine, and we just break it down so that we know what exactly happens. And also, if you want to contribute and help out the show, feel free to drop a super chat. Feel free to donate to the show as well. And also feel free to just download the show everywhere that you get your podcast. So let's get right into it. I always like to kind of start out with the running game first, because with the passing game, I like to give you guys some time so that you can kind of hop in, and then we can see that then, you guys can start getting into the stream a little bit more, and then we can start kind of digesting that together. So first off, let's hit it up. Let's go straight into it. Let's hit up the running game. So the running game, I really am excited to see this because it wasn't good. And it's kind of the bread and butter of the Ben Johnson system. And for this, we're really just going to be focusing on the end zone cam, just because I think for me that's going to be the big thing. End zone cam for everything. So let's get this show on the road and start this up. All right. So we have a little bit of motion and then a snap right on that motion and then a cutback with it. So interesting little run play. Like we have never saw the Bears do anything like this. So, okay. So you have the line shifting all down this way, double block, and then a side. Cool. So then you have the double blocks here. Then my guess is then as we watch this kind of expand a little bit more, I guess is you'd probably want someone to get to that next level. Right now, you're just having 2 people right on that. Benedette gets beat on the outside. That's a difficult time for him to go to the outside. You got Braxton holding his. And you just have 2 right here. And this is where that guy holds his block really well, which allows Pace to kind of get free. This is where they need to do something. And you can tell that Dahlman's kind of got his guy. He's kind of holding he's then holding Tooney a little bit tight, and you want Tooney to try to get to that next level. But let's see. And then Taco Man, what's good? Yes, indeed. We got to line it up, especially with this the run blocking out here as well. So Let's see what we got here. Then also on the outside, I'm just kind of mainly breaking down each individual one first. Darnell, good block. And then let's see what I don't even want. Speaking of the person that's going to get us drinking, it's going to be Jonah Jackson. Jonah Jackson at least does a good job getting to that next level. It's just then nothing really kind of happens there. I don't 100% fault them. That's a difficult block to kind of try and make. But now let's kind of look at the blockers on the cutback. So you got DJ kind of out to the top. Looks like he's going straight for the safety. I thought that he'd probably want to get something a little bit more like that. I mean, you got, what in the world? Oh my God. Like what's Rome thinking? Exactly what Chris said. Like this entire thing. And this is the whole point of a run game, right? And kudos to Swift. I mean, I'm a notorious Swift hater, but it's like, I'm more pessimistic. I don't want to just say flat out hater, but more pessimistic on Swift. Yeah, he got 4 yards off of this, and that's good. But yeah, it was really Adunze completely whiffs his block. There's a miss here. They don't get to the next level. So then what happens? The people that end up making the plays is that Pace is able to get off. No one's blocking him. Benedette, you don't really fault just because they're going to be going that side. You'd like to see that block. It's not a great, obviously not a great look for him. But really, Adunze's the primary one at fault, and no one's able to get to that next level. Credit to 97 and kind of sticking in there on the two guys. So good play by him. Not a good play. Let's go to the next one where we get no gain. Perfect. Okay, so let's start this off. Yet again, another little motion. See what they do. Interesting little block style. We never really have seen anything like this from the Bears' perspective, where you get Darnell Wright cutting his guy, or like going in, and then you have the pulling of Jonah Jackson, and double, boom, boom. Yet again, we have, I always want to say Bradley Sowell, Theo Benedette on the outside as well. So you got a big, heavy formation. First off, I'm not trying to defend Jonah Jackson here. I don't understand really this play design. I mean, if he gets there, I could see this actually working. Now that I'm thinking about it, it's like if he's able to be quick enough to get that, if he's quick enough to bam and hit that, then yeah, then it's an interesting play because then you get double there. It would work, but at the same time, it's like it's a very cute play. But what if he just blocked him and he just blocked him and he just went up the middle, right? Like that's my only thing is that it's an interesting play design, but Jackson does. At the end of the day, Jackson doesn't get to his guy. That gets blown up. Let's just look at everybody else. Braxton, not a great look for Braxton right there. And Theo Benedette holds his block. You could tell this next run play, they're like, okay. Dahlman wants it. But nope. But yet again, the play is he's supposed to go up the middle. So then, okay, I can toss him and then we can go there. So, yeah, that's not great. Are we saying 3 to 5 wins? Jonah. All right. Why not see a -3 yard carry? Okay, let's see this design. Okay. Boom, 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 boom. Dang it. You don't like that. You don't like that. Let's just watch this is, it's up. Dahlman gets whooped. Absolutely cooked. That's on Dahlman. And Tooney, I mean, Tooney's not like moving his guy, but it's hard because right after this, the play completely breaks down. So let's just look at this left-hand side to see how they're handling their blocks. Jonah with the go one. Darnell, so far, been very consistent. Good stuff there. This guy's just trying to, Van Ginkel's just trying to set the edge. So that's why he's just kind of completely stonewalled, so to speak. Braxton's got his guy. Braxton's got his assignment. He does well. It's just he didn't expect for this entire hole to just kind of open up. And then that's why the play ends up getting made. You know, Swift wants to try to bust it out, do something rather than just kind of run it up the, he's like, oh, maybe I could just bust it out. Kudos to Dallas Turner for getting that. Shot Jax, what's good, my friend? All right, next. Oh, yeah, we got a Caleb. All right. So since we technically have a pass play, I'm going to just change this up. Let's look at the sidelines first. Or, come on. I said sideline. Fine, NFL Pro. Be that way. I'll have to probably keep it this way just because we got a couple Couple ones. All right, so we got a little bit of motion up here. This will be technically our first pass play of the day. Let's watch it. Little early jump there. Let's just really kind of look at how these routes develop. Nothing really. Rome. Pretty, like he's just trying to make some sort of space. Right hand side. Kind of locked up. I mean, it's good coverage from them. You could maybe, but you got the safety right there. The safety's looking. That's really good coverage. You're hoping that Rome needs to try and beat his guy right there. That's what he's looking for. It's like, do you just throw it in and just give him a chance, you know? But yeah, no one was open. Not a bad play by Caleb. Not a bad play. Good run. You'd like to see Rome. Like, if I'm being critical, I'd say it's more so you'd like to see Rome get a little bit more open. Let's see some of the blocks. Very good block by Darnell. Sitting back, Jonah Jackson. Dude, Jonah Jackson plays like a center where he just pass it. He does pass like people off to Dahlman a lot. Where he's like, I don't want to block. Oh, wow. Hargrave really does push back Tooney. Tooney stays in front, but he really pushed him back. Let's see. Braxton, yeah, that wasn't great. But it worked. So, on that one, Darnell stonewalled. Tooney got pushed back, and Braxton fell on the ground. So, not great right there. Okay, we got another scramble. So let's watch the receivers first. I want to just see this route right up here. Looks like he's just kind of running that to spread people out. Decent coverage right there. Come on. Oh. Rome's wide. Very good point, Taco Man. That's something that I know I didn't bring up. I should have brought up yesterday. This is a very good defense. Oh man. They play it really well, and you got Rome. Let's just see where the eyes go. He's looking left. Let's say Cole at least kind of creates some separation. Like you could throw it to Cole. I mean, it would be a very tight window because linebacker's right there. But Rome's the guy in this progression. Looked like he was wanting to go left, but really Rome's the clearest one that's open right there. Let's look at the breakdown. Also, I always like the other angle too, because then you can kind of see the eyes a little bit more. Let's check it out. I want to look at Braxton first. That's a classic Braxton. That's a classic Braxton six-step drop, five-step drop. Matches the quarterback, but hey, doesn't let the guy past him. Two people blocking there. And Jesus. Jonah Jackson that looks like straight out of Madden. Guy just does, that is the cleanest little, Yeah, he sees that. I don't know. I feel like you would like him to step up a little bit because you kind of have Jonah's got the other side, but Caleb looked a lot faster than what I thought. Darnell got pushed back, but I mean, he was not super far back, held his ground. Darnell, good pass block, I'd say. And yeah, that was a very gross play. Yeah, very, very, very gross. I'm not, that doesn't count, but hey. All right, let's look at the end zone view. Yeah, I just have this like Frost. It's like the $1, not a sponsor, like the $1 little bottles. Okay, so let's look at another little DJ Moore run play. So instantly you got a couple kind of going there. Big old zone run. Finally seeing more of kind of like that zone concept. And I mean, it's working. I like how they've been running zone. And also Drew Dahlman's more of a zone blocking center than a necessarily like a gap or, you know, power. So like what they were doing before was very power duo heavy, where you got the double blocks trying to get to the next level. This looks a lot better blocked. To me, it seems more of a running, you know, make them more of a zone runner. You have the motion, which kind of just holds them at bay. So then I just want to make sure we can kind of see. It's very good blocking on the outside. That guy just... Jeez, look at that block on Braxton Jones. Just absolute. That is a block shed. That is a block just rip with all his might. Just yanks him. Joe Tooney, little stubbly, but I mean he's trying to form with this guy. Dahlman a lot better, right? More of a kind of get pushing back a little bit, but it's a good run. It's 5 yards. Cole gets beat a little bit, but you get 5 yards, right? Like whenever you watch run plays, it does not have to be perfect. You just have to hold your guy for a second, and then you get 5 yards. All right, now let's go back to the end zone. I like that. Got the tight ends lined up out wide. You can bring them in. Love that play design. We only get 1 yard, but I love that play design. Because you can totally just run those guys out wide. And if they're playing man-to-man, then they're screwed on the inside. You know? I love that concept. Very, very smart by him. Okay. Got another zone blocking. And Dahlman getting pushed back a little bit, but ends up kind of capitalizing well. First off, I just want to see over here. God, Jonah Jackson, man. Dude, that guy's like $17 million a year. like legit. Yeah, right, Taco Man? I would love to see some Manun guy out there. I would love to see I would love for us to break down some Manun guy tape. But yeah, the whole reason why this breaks down, as you can kind of see, is all here. They just don't. You have Burton kind of almost like pass off his guy, and then 15 goes to the outside, and then it's almost like you want Braxton. Braxton should have really kind of shifted over. Like Loveland's just not able to get his guy, and to me, this seems more of like a Braxton should have just tried to keep his guy. But because of that, he gets hit. He tries to cut it back up. Jackson's getting absolutely cooked. And yeah. Not good. That's the other thing about run plays. If everyone just does their assignment for like a second, it's all good. But if one person gets beat, something gets missed like that, that's what ends up happening. All right, so we got another scramble. Let's look up at the top. Ooh, right in the middle. Love that. And let's see, Cole. Cole's good. And then I'm just looking at the routes first. DJ's open. Like, all right, everyone's open. Let's see where Caleb's eyes goes. Like, this is a everyone's open. Let's see where his eyes go. And let's see. You got then you got Cole, and you can get the one in the middle. Pressure comes up. Oh, I remember this play. Scramble. I mean, he steps out, which not great, but man, you got DJ. Like, you could throw it to DJ. Actually, wait, because the line of scrimmage. Oh, line of scrimmage is right there. Never mind. Yeah, never mind. First, I was like, oh boy. But everyone's open on that. Let's go see the eyes. Let's see how quick it was. He could have gotten it out, right? Everyone was open. He had a choice. He makes a good play, gets 9 yards. Good. But let's see where the breakdown. Yep, stunt. First off, I want to just see Braxton. Good pass block rep from Braxton. Right-hand side. They didn't know what they were doing there. They gifted you that. Here. Yeah, Dahlman just really locks on to his dude. Really, really locks on. Dahlman just has not done a great job at getting off his guys. I mean, he does well for getting out there, but at the same time, actually, where's the button to go back play? Let's look at the end zone. I just want to see where they're at in the progression. Yeah. I wish that we could see right over here, because I feel like you could deliver the ball. I mean, it would be tough, right? I've never had Ivan Pace Jr. crashing down on me. Kudos to him to get out there. Like, that's the thing that the biggest kudos I feel we'll give Caleb during this whole tape session is he was very good and very, very elusive out of the pocket. He did a very, very good job at that. Like I said, he showed a lot more than he showed more than I've seen with him. So with just kind of scrambling out. But let's see this next up the middle. Okay, little chef like that. Also, they just really didn't have anybody in the middle, so you feel good about this. I hate that they only got 7 yards on this. There's no one here. Darnell Wright does a really good job here, because the guy almost thinks that he's got him, but he's able to get that really very good block with Darnell Wright. It's one of those, like, all the pressure was coming on the right side. So I was like, oh, I wonder if Darnell was like, I was like, okay, Darnell didn't look good. Dude, Darnell so far has been the best by far offensive lineman that we've seen so far. Braxton Jones, solid, right? Not gonna build him a memorial, a statue for it, but Joe Tooney, good block. I don't know what Dahlman was trying to do here. Like, I mean, Dahlman hasn't looked that. I mean, hopefully he looks better in pass protection. I might be eating those words. But unless they want him to go through here, which Jonah Jackson's messing this up by just like, Dahlman looks like Dahlman wants to go push him to the right-hand side rather than to the left-hand side. These people are just being buffoons. Like, that's all that you need to know. It's still obviously a 7-yard gain, but man, you could have gotten so much more. Like, you could have hit him. Like, there's no excuse why one of these guys is not on the other person, right? If Dahlman's job was to go to the right, Jackson messed that up. If Dahlman was not supposed to do that, then yeah, just it's 7 yards. But it's you need to execute better. Good execution there, that's 15 yards. That like legit. There was no one in the box. And I agree with you, Ron. The Bears they drive us all to drink. All right, so now we got another scramble. So let's watch the routes. I'm going to watch DJ up top. So, deep route for DJ. Not bad. Gets open. You have the short route for Cole. Kind of drifts into the guy. Got OZ over the middle. Would be a difficult throw. And Rome's is at that angle. You know, you'd have to kind of throw it away to this side. And then now we get Manungai. Just a little dump off. This is what I hate. Look at this. He's looking DJ's way. You have DJ. And then he looks away. Like, you have DJ. If you just, I know that you're going through your progressions. Unless you're trying to look that way and then look back and hit something, like hit Rome. But man, DJ's open. DJ's wide open. It doesn't look like he was purposely trying to look them off. Like, look off and then throw to Rome. DJ's open, though. Like you have that single coverage up there with your number one wide receiver. Who is your number one wide receiver? He looks off the route way too late or way too early. See, this is where go with the Mitch Trubisky, right? What Mitch Trubisky did better than anyone else is stare down his number one wide receiver and only throw it to his number one wide receiver. This is one of those exceptions, right? Keep your eyes on him, right? You have that single, it's zone. You have the one guy on him. And you go to your next, and it's like, you could then let it rip to Cole, right? Cole started drifting a little bit, but you still have the chance. Let's see how the pressure goes. Jonah Jackson, I mean, it ain't Purdy, but he's doing his best right there. Darnell gets pushed back, but it's not a bad rep by any means. Not a bad rep. Dahlman holding his own. Yet again, getting slowly pushed back. Good block by, everyone's getting pushed back a little bit. Pockets collapsing, obviously. But it's not a bad, I wouldn't say it's a bad pocket. And even Braxton, obviously you don't want the guy to get behind him. But that's still a technique that someone can do, is just push them around the hoop, so to speak, and then he can sit there. Obviously, it's scary, but I don't really fault Caleb for this. You had a guy wide open there. And, yeah, would you like a clean pocket? Yes, but DJ was wide open, and he missed that. Allen Robinson was mid. Robinson was one of those, in the 3 years, he was one of my favorite receivers to watch. I really liked him because he was so good with Mitch. All right, let's see this zone block. So running the zone system, which I feel works a lot better. You just need old man Tooney to get there, and honestly, he does. If you just trust, obviously he sees this runner right here and he's like, there's no way Tooney's getting there. But, I mean, he does. I feel like, and then so he wanted to cut it back and then try to break it up there. I see that. And, man, yeah, DJ's just DJ's against the defensive end. At first I was like, man, DJ's getting manhandled. Oh, yeah, it's Van Ginkel. Van Ginkel just takes DJ for a ride. And I don't think that Braxton really, yet again, you don't have eyes in the back of your helmet. That's why Dahlman is trying to block this way so that Swift can go this way. This is where I see why Swift cut back. But the reason why you don't cut back is because then this guy shocks Dahlman and you're getting a blocked like there, and yeah, people don't expect it. So I don't love that. I'm impressed that he was able to get there. But yeah, even before he's there, like this, I feel like this is one of those where this is a negative run by Swift, honestly. Because look at this. You have everyone's blocked up. What the heck? Jonah Jackson, what the heck are you doing, man? I mean, he gets low. That's one way to block. Yeah, I feel like you could get skinny. Yeah. I mean, it's still 4 yards, but I think that's where Ben Johnson looks at that and probably goes like, okay, I'd like to see you run with where we're going. So yet again, I think we all need to remember they do not have eyes in the back of their head. They do not know where he's going. Okay. Another little, double blocks. You got the little duo concept. Honestly, like for Cole Kmet taking on a defensive end, that's not awful. All things considered. I just don't love this because you have technically 2 edges going against your 2 tight ends. I don't love that whole concept. Like if you're Swift, I would be trying to run it up a little bit more. Like I'd be trying to get it up into this gap because like what's Tooney trying to do? He's trying to kind of move that guy. And I think that you have a better chance against those tight ends. So I don't love and it's a little flip, but yeah, they just have good people out there on the sides. I would have tried to cut it up the middle, but yeah. All right. Yet again, we run a lot of motion to another power type of run. 2 blocks there. Then you want boom and boom. You want to run right up the middle. And our super rich man, Jonah Jackson, does not do a great job at that. Darnell Wright gets a little bit ahead of his guy. Darnell's had a good game so far, so don't hate what you see out of that. Or, I mean, it's not a good play, but dude, Jonah's just getting cooked. Jonah's getting destroyed. Can't get mad at Ryan Poles for that one. That seemed like a Ben Johnson type of thing. All right, another power system. Yet again, it's like I feel they perform better with zone. Okay. Or I mean, actually, this is kind of this is some more zone. They're just kind of blocking twice. Yeah, they're going to the outside. Never mind. Scratch what I just said. Cole Kmet just is taken for a ride right there. Other than that, let's just look at some of the blocks. Yeah, I don't mind little blocks over here. Felt that was good. Dahlman and Tooney they like to stick together. That's the only thing that I think they're thinking that they're going to be going to the farther left. Guy gets inside position on Braxton. Don't love that. Loveland on Van Ginkel. That's a mismatch. All right. Let's go into the end zone view. Oh, man. I can't wait for some passing plays. I'm getting all run gamed out now. We have another one of those kind of like mini little tosses. Double block. So you expect, okay, block there. So he should get him. Should get him. 2, pace should be taken eventually by Drew Dahlman. I got Jonah Jackson one-on-one. Oh, crap. And then you got 2. You got the other guy kind of flying over. Let's see what happens. They do a good switch right there. Love to see it. I just want to see the left-hand side. Yeah, nothing really on that end. Let's see our boy Jonah Jackson. A good block by Jonah. Yeah, Dallas just gets... Yeah, I don't know what Darnell Wright's trying to do. Unless... Yeah, because this is a Darnell Wright thing right here. Because I don't think that you're expecting that you would want to have Roma Dunze take on the defensive end there. Because then he'd be wide open. Man, this would have been good. And this is execution. Darnell's got to get that block. That's where it's like, did he not expect Cole to be blocking for that? Man. Lots of coaching points on this. A lot of it, and I think that's the crappy part, is a lot of this is being in the right spot. Let's go back to the end zone. How y'all feeling with the run tape? Getting close to the passing tape, so that's what matters here. Okay. 2 tight ends on the right-hand side. We got a toss. There is something between these guys. Like, this is just my take on it. Obviously, I am not the person who designed this play. But typically, when we're seeing a toss, like this, it feels like Dahlman should be where everyone else is going. That Dahlman should be kind of running to this right-hand side. Like, you can literally see everybody taking this step, except there's this gigantic gap because Dahlman's not there. And if anything, usually when you have a play design like this, you got Dahlman, he just sticks out his arm. Or I guess I need to do it the opposite way for you guys. He should stick out his arm this way and then really kind of just keep that guy at bay. And then Tooney can then eventually take him. Braxton takes him. You get to the next level. Everyone's good. Instead, we don't have that. And you leave this guy unblocked, and it's basically like, okay, you just have to outrun this dude, and we got to have good blocks. But we have Jonah Jackson, who makes a lot of money to do that. Yeah, forget everything else that happens, though. If you get absolutely wrecked by a Javon Hargrave like that, this is what a really good defensive tackle does. And Hargrave's looking good. So, Darnell Wright, Cole Kmet, 2 straight running plays, like kind of fighting a little bit, but Van Ginkel just trying to hold that edge. Yeah. Right-hand side just did not have much going. Man, if I were them, I would just be running the football, like in practice. That's all they got to do. They just need run looks. We have not seen the passing game yet, but to me, it's you need the running game. You saw what happened with the running game for a quarterback like J.J. McCarthy. J.J. did not look good, and then they get the run game going, and then instantly it's like, oh yeah, everything's a lot easier. Life is easy. All right, so first things first. You're going to have DJ Moore just trying. DJ Moore's just trying to hold them down. Double blocks. Hit there. Nine yards. I mean, it ain't pretty, but they were pushing people back. That's you put the power in power, and then you're able to kind of shift these guys over. Nope. Oh, it's technically a run play. Okay. Let's see what we got. Nothing there. Just a little block and release. And one little sail. Dude, you got this. Like, because it's not a technical screen. But man, you're looking at it. You're looking at it, Caleb. You got it. You got Rome. That guy's running up. Boom. Boom. You're looking at it. Oh. I feel like we might get frustrated with some of the quarterback tape. Like, yeah, Rome's wide right there. And he's looking at him too. You have 2 routes. I mean, technically 3, and then eventually 4. So at this current moment in time, you have 2 routes that you're watching, and they're right next to each other. And Rome's open. And yeah, you got 1 tight end, 2 tight ends. They give you enough time. Darnell's been very good in our limited pass blocking reps that we've seen. Dahlman just doing well. Braxton doing well. Yeah. It's not good, Caleb. It's not good. But don't worry. We're going to watch the first quarter stuff where we're going to be like, man, this is unbelievable. Then we're going to watch the rest of the stuff and be like, man, here's that little kind of little fake little toss thing that they've been doing. Yeah, this instantly felt like they just need to, like, not all run plays are perfect. They're just like pushing each other around, and they get confused, and they allow their guys on that side up in the middle. The middle doing pretty well. Like, Tooney, I'm surprised that he didn't just like keep pushing his guy. It's not bad there. Jonah's getting a little pushed. Not bad, but yet again for 4 yards. You would just like to, like, if they can hold their guys there, you got 1-on-1. They just don't. Darnell with a good block. Colson with the fake block. Is Caleb worse than Fields? When he was a Bear, Fields was worse. Like, Fields just, yeah, Fields, I don't know. Fields was a different level of just like, just not being able to see anything. And also, too, when I was watching the game, not like super, super intently, but it did feel like Fields was doing a lot of the same stuff that he's always done, which is a lot of this, where it was like this game so far has been very Fieldsy, is what this reminds me a lot of. Right? Like holding on the ball a little bit too long and then scrambling and doing something like that, which Caleb really didn't do too much of. He was more so taking sacks, so I give him kudos for at least being able to scramble. But yeah, but let's see some of these routes. That guy sees it. I mean, kudos to Caleb for not throwing that, but still. The thing that I wish that they did, yeah, Fields. The thing that I wish is that, like, I wish we could cork a deep ball, because watch this. The safety completely bites on the under, and that's, you could tell, like, that's what, I was going to say Fields, that's what Caleb wants. But if he does that, ladies and gentlemen, there's no one behind DJ. It's one of those where I feel like they need to, like, look at this and just be like, I hope they go into the next game and be like, Caleb, no one believes in your deep ball. We have not seen it happen. The safety literally is like, I ain't even going to cover DJ deep. Right? And obviously there's someone in his face right now. So, like, right? But it's something just as a coaching moment that it's like, hey, this person's supposed to be the deep ball to cover DJ so that you have this underneath. But this is where, if he's not throwing the deep ball, they're like, all right, bring it on. Right? Bring it on. I mean, Colson Loveland goes to the outside. I mean, or goes inside, just, yeah, but nothing crazy. Milton saying, wish you could see Bajan. It's one of those where I do feel like, it's like you wish that you could just, like, simulate the exact same play with a different quarterback just to be able to be like, how would they do it, right? It's the whole what if. And bam. Okay, left-hand side. Look at Cole. Man, that's Jonathan Grenard, dude. Way to go, Cole. And then they had this. That's a nice little thing. They do a little delayed blitz. That's tough to cover. And honestly, I know that it's like someone will look at, like, you could totally do like a freeze frame of like him on the ground, guy going after him. But honestly, it's not a bad play by Darnell, at least. He's got his guy, at least makes a block. But yeah, the guy gets right by Jonah. I don't completely fault Fields for this, because that safety would have gotten it. If it was like a stick and he just like curled and was right there. But yeah, they get pressure. Kudos to them. It's an exotic blitz that they dialed up. And the safety ends up like going like, okay, I think that wasn't, I do not fault Caleb for that one. I like that he tucked and ran that. So I'd say good play by Caleb. Good play by the Vikings defense, though. Right? We can give them credit. Oh, yeah. Oh, they did. On motion. Love it right there. And Van Ginkel can seal an edge very, very well. Very good stuff. Braxton's kind of going with the zone. Jonah's out here trying to block people with his back. One yard. They seal it up. You're not going to win every single one. All right. Let's see how many more of these we got. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5. 5 more, and then we got the actual throwing. Let's get into this. Let's keep on going through some of these. I remember this one. You got a zone to the right-hand side. And classic Swift. My buddy one of my friends was over, and he's got a Swift on his fantasy team, and he's a Packer fan. And he was like, and I was like, that's what Swift does. Like, he only gets his yards. And I'm going to go back to the other play. I just wanted to see like the very end of it. It's like, that's what Swift does. He loves the cutback. He loves the cutback. I mean, it worked. But as I guarantee you, Ben Johnson just wants someone to be able to run the play because everyone's going this way. I like how Dahlman helped out there. And you could totally hit right in here, right? Stop, pop, go, right? You could still have a good carry there. It's just a very risky play. I know he got 13 yards. He did, right? It's just when he cuts back on the other ones and then he gets 2 yards on that and 1 yard on that. That's when you know that Ben would just be like, yeah. And this is where it's like, why not give Monungai a carry? I'm not here to tell you that Kyle Monungai is the greatest running back of all time. I'm just here to tell you, like, he can help out. And why not give him a single carry? And instead, give DJ Moore like 3 carries or so. So, let's see. We got DeAndre Swift. Okay. Kind of have a little outside there. Oh, yeah. This is a good run by Swift. This one is really good. He lowered his shoulder. Kind of have the 2 to the outside. This is where you'd like to see him kind of get a little bit farther out. But man, they play their. The thing that Flores does is that he just lines people up so far wide. And I know that there's like some McVay-y tendencies with some of what the Bears are trying to do, but man, they just line these guys out so wide so that they can get a defensive end on a tight end. Yeah, they don't split it well, but I feel like the left-hand side, because Theo Benedet's like kind of sealing this off, you just have this gigantic pile of people, and then that's a good, then they seal the edge, so difficult. But that's a good run by Swift. All right, almost to the passing plays, ladies and gents. Time to see a -1 yard carry. Let's go. Okay. Quick snap. And this is, I don't like this with Swift, right? You're running it. You're supposed to kind of run this way. And if you're running it this way, you could maybe try to sneak in here. Instead, you cut back. Dahlman does not expect that. Guy gets a hand in the chest of Dahlman, gets brought down. Right, like you can at least try to go to the outside and then cut it back in. Something like, right, cut it back in. You got a blocker right there. I just don't. I feel like he sees it like it's a Madden play. Like, oh, he's got him, so we're good. I do agree. I got to say, even though that Cole Kmet, like there's, he wasn't perfect, he was going against defensive ends, like very consistently. And yeah, I think that he had some very good stuff. But yeah, that last play that we saw is exactly what we were talking about. It was just cutting back. Like when you think about it, he doesn't know what's going on, but he's supposed to be blocking the right hand side. Someone cuts back, you get caught off guard. All right. Shift. Cole takes the guy out. It's not the prettiest of blocks, but man, that'll do. Good block in there by Tooney and Braxton. Dumb angle by Pace, honestly. Hargrave looks good. He looks really good. Jonah Jackson, not so much. And going there. Yeah, it looks like just Redmond. It looks like, hey, that's a hand to the face. Illegal. because we're going to get called that. Durham Smythe with a halfway decent block to the outside. But yeah, he just gets beat to the there. Yeah, Johnny PayPal. Yeah, he's not. He needs to be out here grinding the tape. All right. I think we're getting about there. But yeah, that's the Darnell Wright beat. He did get a hand to the face. Refs. But yeah, Jackson didn't look good there. Now we got to see the Williams. Okay, so let's see the outside. Kamanunga. Yep, you're just trying to create space. Nothing with Cole there. Got a lot of congestion right there. So my guess is that's the guy that you got to hit. Yeah, it seems like they're just trying to create space in that middle for Rome. Don't love the play design. Pocket collapses. Okay, let's go look at the blocking angle. Great run by Caleb. All right, let's look at this just so we can see, because really, he kind of has one option on it. Yeah, Braxton beat. That's where the classic Braxton block is being stopped right about here. Right? That's when he usually stops. But that, when he goes right around him, that's what we always say, like why PFF usually really likes Braxton Jones, because Braxton Jones gets pushed back and just stopped right there. That's a beat. And even like you're looking at Tooney. Tooney's getting pushed back. Redmond been having a pretty decent game. Even here, it's like everything collapses around him. Yeah. $400 for a game. Wait, what? All right, so that is the running game. So that means next, what we're going to be going through next is we're going to be going through the passing game. So what do we think of the running game? I'll start a little poll. Let's see. What did you think about the running game? It was good. It was okay. Not good. Actually, yeah, awful. Don't love those options. Maybe I should have maybe just changed it up. But I'll post it out there for y'all. But let me switch this on over so that we can get into what everybody wants. Let's get into some passing plays. Let's get into it. So we've already kind of seen a couple of it so far. Couple on Caleb, couple not on Caleb. So we'll see this. But I think that overall, for me, when watching the running game, I have to say that the running game, it just seems like they need time together. They just need time to gel, and Jonah Jackson needs to not suck. like he did not look good. He really did not look good out there. So to me, yeah, I think that they need time to gel. You could just tell that they have not been playing well together. But I will say this. I feel more confident about the running game because I feel like they need the time together and they need to gel. The only other thing that doesn't make me feel great is just DeAndre Swift is your starting running back, and there's just those times that he doesn't do what they want. The thing that gets me nervous is that will the Bears do kind of what Ryan Poles does and then trade for a player? Now, Breece Hall looked really, really good. I was very surprised by him. But it seems like a very Ryan Poles-y type of move to do something like that. But hey, let's go and flip over to the passing plays. Let's get this started. So let's get into the passing game and let's see. This will make us feel good. It's the first couple plays for Caleb. Let's look up top. DJ a little weak out of the jump, but honestly then gets open. And I think that's what he's looking for. If DJ's paying attention to this, DJ would actually get the ball. You see he's kind of looking left. But here's the thing, right? Here's the pause, right? We pause this. Caleb is looking left. What is your route? You have OZ kind of doing this short little cut in, and then you have DJ going deep, and they have a very far safety. What he should do here is he's looking here, right? What's going on here? He's sticking to him. You know that you have then DJ right there, right? Throw with anticipation. Throw it to DJ. You know DJ is going to be right there. That guy's playing short. That guy's back is turned. He's turned around. He's not going to be able to catch up with DJ right now. He's not in any position to do so. Lob it to DJ. Give him a chance. DJ is wide open. DJ is wide open. Give that guy a chance because this guy's playing so short with OZ. And then Rome right there. Let's see what's going down on that side. So first off, don't love that he didn't throw it right there. Not a big fan of that. Rome smack dab in the middle. Little drop. And he at least gets it to his guy. So looks left, doesn't hit it. Go to dump off, right? Do that. Don't mind that, right? Give it to someone, put it in the hands of the playmaker, let it happen. But Ben Johnson dialed that up and it worked. That's the thing. It's dialed up. But let's go look at the pass blocking. Good on that side. Hargrave, man, he had a game. He's pushing him straight back. This is just the sands of time, right? This is your little hourglass. He's just getting closer and closer and closer. That's your ticker. Jonah Jackson with his best block of the game. And yeah, this is one of the things with Darnell. If you're going to have him kind of run the little hoop, don't drop him right in the lap of the quarterback. Right? Usually if you're running that, you at least push him the other way. Not a good block by Darnell Wright. But Caleb at least finding the safety valve. That's progress. But I just don't love it because it seems like that first option was drawn up. Now, is it different if DJ gets out of his stance in time? Maybe. But still, you had something there. Okay. So it looks like a typical concept that we've already kind of seen is you have this person kind of opening wide, and then when they have this kind of deep zone, you then have this route right here. They decide, okay, well, we're just going to have him stop that route. It's not open there. What are some of the other routes that we got going on? And we actually saw this today too. So this is, sometimes I kind of wish that I should just do it like in the standard order. But they show this, but then later on, I think that the other play was a little bit later on. So it seems like Ben Johnson was probably setting the other play up, which makes it even more bad that Caleb didn't hit the actual sail route where you had Rome over here. So Rome stops the route short, and then yeah, what ends up happening? Don't love the direct play design because yeah, even there, but ends up finding Swift there yet again. Glad that he gets it out there. And then we don't see him really throw it to DeAndre Swift ever again, except for like one time. As we look at this, I like Braxton. Braxton with a good block. Yeah, you got. And this is what Ben Johnson will do. And because it's like, well, why do you have Cole Kmet blocking a tight end? Well, what they're trying to do is they're trying to disguise make it so that their run plays look like run plays, their pass plays look like their play action plays look just like their running game. So that's why they're trying to do something like that. So knowing that, you want to probably try and play a little bit over there. Cole, very difficult block for him to make. But good play. Oh, but yeah, Drax, Sunday ticket. Yeah. Oh,